Hi everyone, this is Daria from meshbodyaddicts.com, and today I'm looking at the Catwa Catya mesh head. So what I thought I would do for this one, because I know that this is quite a popular mesh head, I figured what I'd do is start from the top. Because some of you may be using mesh heads for the first time, a lot of you bento mesh heads for the first time especially, so I want to give you just a little bit of an idea of what comes with your head. So when you unpack, you'll notice that you have the actual head itself with and without teeth. I don't know why you'd use without teeth, maybe I guess if you had other teeth that you were using. You have the animations HUD, which is this little strip here, and you have the master HUD, which is here. You also have rigged eyes, and I highly recommend using the rigged eyes, because a lot of the expressions make use of them in a way that's really unique with bento. So let's take a quick look at the main HUD over here first. So to start with, we have some hair bases, we have teeth options, so we can choose gaps and this and that and all sorts. We have eyelashes, which is one of my favourite things about Catwa. I love her eyelashes. She always includes so many options, and they very rarely conflict with the head itself if you have eyeshadow on, which is rare again, but they will conflict with hair that has alpha, so you can see a tiny little bit of clipping there. That's just the nature of SL. You can show and hide just about everything on this head, which is another awesome feature. So if you have other eyelashes that you prefer to use, or other teeth that you like to use, tongues, ears, it goes on and on forever, which is great because it gives you an endless amount of flexibility with the head. The head here, so we can actually hide the scalp with the head, which is really great, especially if you have hair that's not fitting properly, or you're getting a bit of poke through. You can alpha those out, which is awesome. Now, if you've never used a Catwa head, the brain inside the head itself, zoom in, I have a brain, and inside the brain I have I don't even know what's in my brain right now, like a gold thing or something. You can put little messages inside your brain, and all sorts of things, which is just a funny fun thing that Catwa's been doing for quite a while. But you can alpha out the brain if you don't want it. I love the brain, so I keep it. Now, neck sizes, so that you can fit depending on what body fat you're using. You can see the neck here expanding a bit. I generally keep mine about 5. That's where my body fat level is usually sitting. Now I can center myself. We have diffuse, so a lot of people get a bit lost here. Basically, diffuse, what we're doing is we're colouring. Diffuse means colour. So you can tint your skin, you can tint the little corner of your eye, your eyelashes, your teeth, all these things. Most commonly, what I imagine people would use it for would be the hair base. So tinting the hair base, or tinting even eyelashes or lips sometimes. Here, you can see I've clicked because I've been tinting my hair base a little bit to match this hair. So you can see this tiny little show of it there. I've just been tinting it to match it a little bit better with this hair, which by the way is from Oleander. Love Oleander. So we have brows, eye makeup options, we have neck tattoo options, which some makers such as White Widow, for example, will do tattoos that are, say, on the shoulders or on the back, and they'll come up the neck a little bit. That's where this comes into play. We have blush options, lipstick options, the usual things you'd expect to see, and of course we have Catwa's range here of skin tones for the included. I'm using a Glamour Fair skin at the moment, and Glamour Fair works really well with Catwa, and there are just so many choices. And yes, you can use older Catwa appliers on the bento head with no problem at all. It is Omega compatible as well, so you can use Omega appliers for makeup and skins as well. So let's look a little bit at the animations HUD. So we have the eyes AO. So we get a lot of questions about the eyes. Basically, if you watch very carefully, you'll see as soon as I click this, it kind of moves my eyes a little bit into position. And what that button is doing is using the built-in AO that Catwa has to move my eyes. It's if you find that your eyes are perfect and then you click that and then they go off center a little bit, I recommend clicking it, then adjusting as needed. But with rigged eyes, which is the benefit of rigged eyes, you won't have to. It will automatically do it itself. It will pull itself into alignment, which is just awesome. And it gives that extra realism, just that little movement of the eye and the skin around the eye, which is fantastic. So we have talk, so it would trigger whether or not my lips will move when I type in local. We also have two different types of standard default emotions, I guess. So you can have sad or you can have neutral, and all that does is just change. You'll notice some of these just blinking and mouth movements, and all that will do is just change those subtly to play either more neutral or, pouty, sad looking expressions. So as with all Catwa heads, we have the default lips ability, so we can have the closed lips, the open lips, the smile, the unhappy, etc., etc. And we have eyes as well, so from wide open all the way to drugged to sleep. Just looks drugged to me. Eyes mood, this is where you trigger blinking. So if you click here, it actually makes the eyes static. So to get back to blinking, just play blinking. The first play button will play the blink very slowly. The second button will make it a little bit more natural. Expressions, so we have a lot of different expressions that come with this head. Everything from smiley to a little bit crazy, to bull, I guess really cranky. Ooh, did she just swear? Yeah, badass. Through to the little kissing animations, which are cute. I used to love this emoticon back in the day when we just had emoticons. I used to love Sunglasses Dude. He was just the coolest. By the by, and then just some wacky fun expressions, really, which are a lot of fun to play with. So I recommend playing around with them. And if you're a photographer like me, and you play with these a lot, especially for photo shoots, you can hit the pause button, and what that will do is create the expression, and then pause it in frame, so that you can take the actual photo. And we'll go back to play. So that's the animation HUD, generally speaking. Now this is unusual. This doesn't happen usually. I wonder, either it's because I was playing around with them too fast, or it's because of my connection. But you'll notice that I've put my lips to closed, and there's still a little part there. And that's part of Bento's little pain in the butt, one of Bento's little pain in the butt features. If that happens, or if you get any type of balking with your head, you can go to Appearance, Reset, and then you can go Skeleton and Anim, or just Skeleton. And see how it closes it? It just fixes it. Again, I haven't had that problem before with Catwa. I know that she's changed her animations to cycle back to avoid that happening. So I think it may be my connection or me just pressing buttons, because I'm a bit crazy that way. So that's the generalness, I suppose, of the Catwa mesh head. I'm just trying to think if there's any other questions I get a lot of. I suppose another one is hair base. If you apply an Omega hair base, how do you get rid of it or go back to one of these hair bases? All you need to do is hit the clear button, or choose another color from down here, and that will get rid of that. That one, and probably the blinking, which is now under eyes mood, is the one that I get more often than not. So I think that's about it for questions. You can create shininess, by the way, so you can create the specular shininess, either on the skin, the lips, the eyebrows, etc., just by selecting it here and then choosing the glossiness level if you're going for a wet or an oiled look. Now, Catwa has included some unique animations as well. So there are a lot of gestures. So a lot of mesh heads make use of gestures, which I never actually used gestures. I came in, I suppose, when gestures were a little bit out. already. So, but she's created a few that are just a lot of fun, just to use, generally speaking. So here we have the the infamous blowjob animation. If we preview that one. I'm so mature. And we have an okay. She looks a little bit more than okay there, if you ask me. We have a sexy one. And all these can be triggered by typing in the trigger in chat once they're activated, just in case you've never used gestures like me. Or you can just preview them by double clicking on them and doing this. She's like, what the? Oh, funny. So yeah, so there are a few little bits of fun, and a lot of the other mesh heads have gestures included too. So I definitely recommend trying those. I recommend as well always starting with the Catwa shape. Any mesh head, especially bento, start with their shape because they've optimized their animations for use with their shape, and that will enable you to keep as close as possible to what they've created, whilst creating your complete unique look as well. So always start there. It's just always a good idea. If you ever have any HUD problems as well, we have the hard reset, which is like the big button, do not push. But yes, you actually do push it. So if your HUD isn't working, if either HUDs aren't working really, if the head's not working, all that sort of stuff, you can click reset and it will just set everything back to default, including my skin. Oh well. So that's the reset, and that will fix most of the problems that you experience as well. Now, just quickly, Catwa also does have an extended animation HUD that's available for sale, that has separate eye moods and lip moods and all of that sort of stuff that you're used to seeing, I suppose, with her other heads. So you can play around with those. You can also buy them individually though, so don't worry too much. Again, this has all the standard stuff down this side and all the extended stuff here. And just lastly, one of my favourite things, she has bubble gum, and this actually works with any mesh head, because it's just a bento animation really, and most bento animations will work quite well across different heads. So you can see there that she's chewing, and I've set it up wrong, but I've put the small on instead of the medium, but yeah, blows bubbles. So that's just really cool. Alright, so that's it for this review, but if you're using the Catwa head, if you've demoed it, if you have any thoughts about it that you'd like to share, I'd love to read your comments below. Let us know what you think. Thanks everyone. Bye.